So what is checklist? It is often used to refer two types of document, challenge and response checklist, read and do list. Their function is to assist people to properly complete many tasks. In aviation, what is checklist? Aviation is an example of one area that could not function safely without checklists. Checklists are relatively simple and so are generally committed to memory. These are usually bundled in an easy-to-use QRH. Quick Reference Handbook. It contains all the procedure applicable for abnormal and emergency condition in an easy-to-use format. For aircraft fitted with an ECAM or ICAS, the QRH is used in coordination with the ECAM, ICAS, or as backup to it.
Engine instruments and crew alerting system. ICAS systems are found on Boeing, Embraer, and many other aircraft types. An ICAS system will display engine parameters and, depending upon manufacturer and model, may display other information such as fuel quantity, cabin pressure, or landing gear and flap or slot position. It will also alert the crew to aircraft configuration issues such as open passenger or cargo doors and wheel, in conjunction with the master warning or master caution light and oral alert. Indicate system faults and failures by displaying the Quick Reference Handbook (QRH) checklist title of the appropriate remedial action. Please watch the video to know more about engine instruments and crew alerting system.
Traffic.
The warning systems monitor airplane system operations and performance. They alert the pilots when a non-normal condition occurs. The systems put the conditions in different groups, from the most important to the least important. They also ignore some conditions. This prevents alerts that could be a distraction during important parts of a flight. The warning systems include the Engine Indication and Crew Alerting System, or ICAS.
Terrain ahead. Pull up.
The Ground Proximity Warning System, or GPWS.
Traffic.
The Traffic Collision and Avoidance System, or TCAS.
Wind shear.
And the Predictive Wind Shear System, or PWS. This lesson will tell you about the ICAS functions of the crew alerting systems. The warning systems use the two master warning and caution reset switches. The ICAS display, the primary flight displays, the navigation displays, the head-up displays for visual alerts, the flight compartment speakers for sound alerts, and the stick shaker for a mechanical alert. When the master warning caution lights come on, it is always with other visual and sound indications. The lights are installed in front of the pilots so they are easy to see. The primary flight displays show word alerts in red or amber color. The head-up display shows the same word alerts, but they are not in color. The navigation displays also show word alerts in red or amber color.
Electronic Centralized Aircraft Monitoring, or ECAM, is a system that monitors aircraft functions and relays them to the pilots. It also produces messages detailing failures and, in certain cases, lists procedures to undertake to correct the problem. ECAM is similar to another system known as Engine Indicating and Crew Alerting System, or ACAS, which is used by Boeing and Embraer. It displays data concerning aircraft systems and also failures. Airbus developed ECAM such that it not only provided the features of ACAS but also displayed corrective action to be taken by the pilot, as well as system limitations after the failures. Using a color-coded scheme, the pilots can instantly assess the situation and decide on the actions to be taken. It was designed to ease pilot stress in abnormal and emergency situations by designing a paperless cockpit in which all the procedures are instantly available. To know more about ECAM, please watch the video.
A320 ECAM handling. ECAM, Electronic Centralized Aircraft Monitoring. The ECAM collects data from sensors throughout the aircraft systems and displays this information via the SDACs to the flight crew under normal and abnormal conditions. A Level 2 caution is a system failure without any direct consequence to the flight's safety. The indications of a Level 2 are a master caution and a single chime. The ECAM message is displayed in amber. The flight crew should be aware of the configuration or failure, but do not need to take any immediate action. The flight warning computer prioritizes failures to ensure that the crew are presented with the most critical failure first. First, if the autopilot has disengaged or failed. Next are Level 3 failures, reducing in order of priority to Level 1. Action lines, titles, and remarks. Action lines are displayed in blue and inform the crew of an action that is required to be performed. Once the action has been performed, the action line is removed. Titles and remarks guide the flight crew as they execute the ECAM procedure. After all action lines are completed and all titles or remarks are read, the pilot monitoring will request to clear the failure for pilot flying to confirm.
Clear electrics.
The pilot flying ensures all action lines have been performed, then confirms clear.
Clear electric.
When the clear button is pressed, all action lines, titles and remarks will be cleared down to the next underlined system failure. The status page may contain actions that should be performed at a more appropriate time. The pilot monitoring will read the status page starting from the top left-hand side down to the bottom, followed by any inoperative systems. After the status page is read, the pilot monitoring announces
ECAM actions complete.
For our conclusion, number 1 is checklist. Both normal and non-normal are important assets that assist the flight crew in the safe and proper operation of the aircraft. Number 2, checklists reflect the experience of the aircraft manufacturer and of its operator over time. Number 3, they should not alter without referring to manufacturer, flight operation department. And lastly, an altered checklist may further degrade the situation and possible increase instead of decrease of the risk.